Warning, the following may contain griffins. Join fantasy authors Phil Tucker, Timandra Whitecastle, David Benem, Benedict Patrick, and Josiah Bancroft as they roll dice and take on the bad guys in a game of Dungeons and Dragons. 5 authors, 5 worlds, 1 adventure. It's time to get crit-faced.
So these are wooden stairs that we're going to have to go up one at a time, single file. So who's going first?
Me.
Okay. So Master Sunna, we're climbing 20 feet up. We're going above the main hall, and this is where the unseen music is coming from here. So it's got a pitched roof, guys. There's a door in the south wall that presumably is the door that heads out to the battlements. There's unlit lanterns hanging here, and there's a rope dangling from a bronze bell that's lodged in the belfry. So it's about 30 feet overhead of you. So this room is filled with the sound of beautiful music, so enchanting that it sort of adds a bit of much needed warmth to this freezing place. A black shroud covers a humanoid shape lying on a wooden table, and the music doesn't seem to be doing anything to that shape. There's a cot with furs in the northeast corner, surrounded by empty wine bottles. There's an oil lamp burning on the table nearby, and there's a squat creature with 2 heads sort of sitting in front of the oil lamp. And it's got a violin between its legs. So, the creature's so small that it's having to hold it between its legs. And with a crustacean claw-like appendage, it's holding the instrument while with its human hand running a bow gently across its strings.
Say, Jean, there's another musician up here.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet a fellow songster. Where did you train?
The creature continuing to play. So we've got this one big crab hand and the other hand on the instrument. One of the heads turns to you. This head is the larger of the two, and it's got sort of stubby horns upon it, and it just seems like a sort of patchy-haired man. It's sort of something goat-like about the rest of him as well. And he as he plays, he gives this open mouth, sort of toothy grin at you, and he says, "Hello, everyone."
I withdraw the question. Hello. Who is this under the sheet?
Yeah. Have a look. Have a look.
Okay.
Sleeping, right?
Yeah, are they asleep? Are they?
So, under the shroud is some kind of stitched together creature. It's not quite human. It seems to be made with leftover body parts. Too many legs, not enough hands. The head is a bit of a mess, but you can see that someone has tried to stitch together something. Yeah.
I regret looking. I'll be honest with everyone here. I regret looking. So I say that we say good day to you.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Actually, based on the wine bottles and the look on this guy's face, you realise he's stinking drunk.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think we
As
should
most musicians usually are.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the second set. We're all drunk. Should we go up this? Get going.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
Yes.
Oh, can we check the rafters just in case? Last time I was in a building and I did check the rafters, there was this evil wizard sitting there, druid.
It's true.
Do you want to take an investigation check?
Perception? Investigation. 15.
Okay. So there doesn't appear to be anything here. You do notice the musician, the other head. It seemed so. It's a sort of very soft, almost childlike cherubic face, but it seems to have sort of this crocodile hide covering its scalp instead of hair, and it seems to be focused still on the actual instrument, although its droopy eyes suggest that it's also similarly inebriated. At one point, a wee forked snake's tongue sort of comes out of the smaller head's mouth.
But I'm so glad we took a closer look at that. That's what I wanted to zero in on.
Let's just continue, see if the ward actually is Ireena.
Okay.
And then get her out of here as fast as we possibly can.
I think so.
So you exit the belfry. You head outside, and the door does indeed open onto the wall that connects the north to the east wing. So you can see you've got about 100 feet of path. You've got obviously if you're looking outside the abbey, you've got battlements to protect. From potential invasion. The actual inside down to the courtyard, there's no barrier there. You're walking beside this 15-foot drop down to the courtyard below. The path or the wall, the top of the wall here that you're walking along is lined with these scarecrow guards that are all facing outward to ward off, I imagine, superstition or potential invaders. So you can see the door to the eastern wing. However, standing at the door to the eastern wing is a figure. So this obviously you're 100 feet away at the moment, but this figure first off is standing. The first thing you notice is that this figure is wearing a mask, some kind of like a black cloth basically wrapped around its eyes. With hands, with the eye slits cut out of it, and it has just wearing a simple white shirt, black trousers, and it's got a sword at its waist. It's staring in your direction.
Say something, Master Sir.
Do we just approach? As I still have my hand on my on the pommel of my sunsword, just in case.
Okay, your sunsword feels a lot more confident now that we've left the abbot behind.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
Who's up for a hero's feast?
So up for a hero's feast right now.
Okay. So guys, because of the if you're moving towards the figure because of the width of the battlements, you're going to have to go single file. So I'm going to need to know your marching order.
Bernard's very distracted by having left the abbot behind, and he's trying to figure out if he's still not too late to go back there and deal with him. So he's at the back of the group.
Okay.
I'll take the front.
I do have some firepower, so I'll take the second position.
Okay. Callum, you're third then?
I'm happy to go wherever.
Okay.
I'll be in the rear, although I'm only good with my spear, so I can be in the front, whatever.
Okay. As Master Summer, you move forward, you get about halfway, and you realise that the swords person standing at the door is smirking at you.
Can I check the scarecrows haven't moved in, turned towards us or something?
Nope.
Spooky.
Nope.
Okay.
I slashed the smirk off his face.
Detect good and evil on them?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Do that.
Are they good or evil?
So do you seek detect good and evil? Do you get... no, we're good. We get a sense of goodness coming from this person at the doorway.
Okay. I say, though, this person registers as being righteous.
Okay.
Good person.
The person behind you doesn't seem to be quite as high up on the spectrum. And that's when you realise, actually, that you're sensing someone behind you. But as you turn, Bernard, there's nobody there.
All right, come out. I know you're there. I know you're not evil, not quite as good as you should be. But you've been detected.
So, Master Sonna, as you hear Bernard saying that behind you, the sword fighter that you're approaching draws its sword and gets into a ready position and points it at you and says, let's see if I've gotten any better.
Do you recognize the voice?
Okay.
Is it a female voice?
Yes, it absolutely is. And the figure runs toward you, and Ireena, who of course is Ireena in her wee bandito mask, embraces you in a huge hug.
Finally!
And she says, "How did you find me? How did you find me here?"
We came straight here as quickly as we could.
We did not take any detours whatsoever.
None.
We have so many tales that we have
Toiled
to tell
for
you.
months.
And as do I, and I have been practicing, and I do mean it. I think I've gotten considerably better since we last sparred with each other.
I'm glad to hear it, because I have a feeling we're going to need it. But are you fine? Are you unharmed? Are you?
No, I am fine. Esmeralda has taken good care of me.
Has she come out of hiding?
Miss Danny?
So, as Ireena says this, Bernard, you're, I imagine, probably still focused on this sort of presence behind you, and the figure that is there becomes visible again, and clearly there was some kind of magical invisibility there. So, standing behind you, Bernard, 10 feet with a sort of massive rapier drawn in one hand and a hand axe leveled in the other is Avistana. She is she's obviously of Vistani origin. She is wearing. She has unruly curls of black hair. She's wearing a sort of blood red great coat. You can see actually that her right leg is prosthetic, but it's the most advanced. Normally, anytime you guys see anything prosthetic, like with perhaps the exception of Jean, you'll have seen just a basic wooden stump carved into the shape of a leg. But this one seems to move as she does. A wee bit. Seems to be quite a bit more agility there than normal. And the Vistana has locked Bernard just with her gaze, and there doesn't seem to be any, despite the the joy that you see on Ireena's face as she embraces Master Sonna. This lady Esmeralda, seems to mean business, and she's not lowering her guard yet.
I raise my hands peacefully and say, "A friend of Ireena's is a friend of ours." I turn to Irena. By the way, I'm Bernard. Lord Talfrin died. I showed up shortly thereafter. Ireena
recognizes you straight away, Bernard, because you have apparently had a thing in the past.
That's true, but I don't assume. You're looking good. You're looking pretty. I mean, pretty good.
Bernard, I am. Well, how did this,
I know?
And Lord,
I know.
Lord
I swore that I wouldn't come back, but
Lord Talfrin, I don't.
Yeah, he died very badly.
Esmeralda, not
terrible.
Despite Bernard not lowering despite Bernard lowering his weapons, Esmeralda still has hers readied, and she looks across the battlements to Ireena, who's on the other end, and she says, "Are you sure these ones can be trusted?" And Ireena said, "Yes, I would be. Just like yourself, I would be dead without these people. They've saved me already from Strahd, and I am certain that they will help us in our plans as well."
Oh, you have a plan? That is incredible to hear. I don't want to say that we've just been sort of stumbling from place to place, looking for a dry spot and a warm bottle, but we have been doing exactly that. It's been a shambles. What is your plan?
So Esmeralda straightens up she sheaths her rapier and puts attaches her axe back to sort of a bandolier that she's got strapped across her back, and she says, "It is not safe to discuss it here. Quick, into our rooms, and we will speak further."
Good plan.
And so Ireena leads you, and Esmeralda ushers you across the battlements into the eastern wing. And actually, this door, there's actually two doors into the eastern wing. They take you to the furthest along the battlements, which leads straight into a room. It's just a self-contained room. It opens out onto the battlements. There's no other way down further into the rest of this wing, and it seems to be where Esmeralda and Ireena have been staying.
So, Esmeralda, do you know Madame Ava, perchance?
I have heard of her, yes, but I, despite how I look, I am not native to Barovia. Yes, the Vistani are my people, but I come from, much like, I believe yourselves, I come from a world other than this one.
That's correct. And you decided to protect Ireena?
Yes, Ireena, have you, how far along do these people know what happened? And Ireena said, yes, they did. The last time we met, if you recall, it was the night that Strahd happened upon us as we were making our way to Villaki.
Yes.
I realized at that time that it was me. I was the threat, and you and Ismark, he would continually hound you if he thought that I was with you. So when, Jean, you turned to me invisible, I took the opportunity to lead the chase away from you. And I fled. I fled along the road. Unfortunately, your spell, it did not last. It did not last long, and the roads are well travelled. And it was not long until some passing Vistani came upon me and kidnapped me and took me to their campsite just outside Vallaki.
Yes, we heard. We followed you there.
Yes. And as Esmeralda then sort of pipes in, that is where I found her. I have been investigating my people here for some time. There has been much corruption in their ranks, and as soon as I saw an innocent person taken by them, meant for Strahd, so they said, I know that I could not let them keep Ireena, so I took her, and we made our way here to the abbey, where I heard there might well be power as great as Strahd's that we could use to fight against him.
And what do you think of the abbot now? Like, what's your opinion?
And Esmeralda raises an eyebrow, and she says, more importantly, what do you think of him?
Well, we think he's creepy, but
insane. He's insane.
He is a madman. He is absolutely a madman, and as far as I am aware, he has been corrupted by Strahd. His plan is absolute lunacy. However,
yes,
he is planning to invite Strahd here to see the bride that he is making for him.
Oh.
That is why I have agreed to accept time to be his guest, because when Strahd comes here, I shall kill him.
Oh.
And what about
you get to follow up after that? How?
Think we should be here.
What?
I don't think we should be here when that happens.
Well, no, but how are you planning to do that?
I am a woman of many means. I am a vampire hunter. I have made it my life's quest to move between worlds and hunt down evil. And events in my past have finally led me to the greatest vampire that has haunted the realms, Strahd of Barovia.
I like this woman.
I do too.
Yeah.
Do you have like a silver gun? How are you going to? We've met him. He's a very creepy fellow. What's your secret technique for killing him? Well, we would assist, of course, but
we will assist.
There are many ways to kill a vampire. Sunlight, of course, is one of our greatest weapons against them, but of course, Strahd has taken that from us.
No sunlight here?
Magic. Yes. I tend to find magic and good cold steel, with a little bit of magical help, are very good at killing vampires.
What about this whole thing about him being the land and not being unable to kill? He'll just come back as soon as you kill him.
Who told you that?
Actually, I think we've heard it in a couple of places now.
Yeah.
In all my years hunting vampires, I have never come across anything like that, and I know that neither had my master.
But it's probably worth killing him anyway, even if he does come back.
Maybe he comes back weakened, and then we can just kill him.
Who was your master, and how did your master pass?
My master is not dead. My master, you may have heard of him, the greatest vampire hunter that has ever lived, Van Richten.
No, haven't heard of him.
Really? In all your time here in Barovia, you have never heard of Van Richten?
In character, I've never heard of him.
And she whispers under her breath. You get the impression she's saying some choice swear words. And she looks at you and says, he is the reason I finally came here. I heard the rumours that he had also sought out Strahd in Barovia, but I have yet to find any trace of him in this land.
Well, we've not heard of him. When is Strahd coming to the Abbey?
I do not know. It depends how far along the abbot is with his vile creation.
Well, that seems to be just starting. Ireena, what are your plans? Are you to stay here, or would you like to travel forth with us? Or should we bring you to your brother?
And Ireena gives a big, takes a deep breath, and she says, I do so want to see Ismark again, but I am done with running from Strahd as well. When I heard about Esmeralda's plans, she has been training me. I am going to help her kill this man this thing that has been haunting me.
That's ironic. The abbot's going to invite Strahd to come here for his bride, and you're here.
Yeah, we need to get both of you out of here. Esmeralda, I think Esmeralda could very much help us. If she's the one who helps us, she could very much help us away from here when we fulfilled, or searched out all the various prophecies.
You have a better plan?
We have a prophecy. Kellic?
It's Kellen.
Whatever. Barbarian?
Your predecessor had the same issue.
Almost as if you... Okay.
No, the Vistani had a
prophecy.
Very in-depth prophecy that they
which
told
led us
to us.
Here to
It
meet
led
you.
us here to meet you. That you are the reason why we are here. The prophecy is the reason why we're here.
And Ireena.
And
Yes.
this is, I feel like this is fate. And there are other elements of the prophecy that are unfulfilled. And I think together, all of us could defeat Strahd.
Speak to me of this prophecy. How did it come about?
Like
Madam
cards
Eva
and stuff.
gave it to
Cards?
us, yes.
Taroka deck, and she reaches into her jacket and pulls out a deck of cards, and she shows you them one by one, and they are the same style of cards that Madame Eva was using when she gave you her prophecy many moons ago.
Exactly those. Are they not
That's
good?
it?
Yes, tell me, what did it say? Did it suggest anything to you about where to kill Strahd?
Where he lurks
must
in depths of
return.
darkness, in the one place he must return, which would seem to be
Not here.
Castle Barovia?
Ravenloft?
Tell me what you know.
Castle Ravenloft?
What do you know about vampires?
Well, we have some experience at this point.
Well, we knew
rumor
that
has it they sleep in coffins.
They sleep in boxes. Yes, we interrupted some who were sleeping in boxes, and they were very grumpy about it.
Exactly. That is exactly what has come to my mind when I hear your prophecy. And Esmeralda turns to Ireena again, and she says, "And you are sure these people can be trusted?" And Ireena, looks to you all, and Master Sunna, she gives a smile in your direction in particular. She says, "Absolutely, I trust them with my lives." And Esmeralda turns to you again. She says, "Well, if you will have me, I will come along with you to help kill this Strahd and hopefully find trace of my master somewhere in this land."
Is your master a wizard?
Van Richten, he has been called many things. wizard?
Aren't we
perhaps?
looking for a wizard? Oh no.
Yes, we are. It's called the Knowledge of the Ancient.
Oh.
Old man, white hair, long robes, staff, the wizard, wizard's tower on the lake.
A tower? I have
Yes.
already found my master's tower.
Where is that?
What's his name again?
His name
Van
is
Richten.
Van Richten. I found his tower, but I could not gain entrance. He had created too
Well,
many traps.
Perhaps
And there was
you
no
guide
sign,
us
there was
there.
no sign of life there at all. There was no sign of him in the tower at all, so I decided to move my search further.
I think that maybe you can guide us there, and we might be able to improve the results.
Find this ancient knowledge.
Yes. it
Remember,
is,
let wizard's name and servant guide you.
Okay. Yes, the tower. It is the best part of a day's travel from here, just west of Valaki. It is not far.
I think that would be a good place to go to next. Then, can we just sneak out of here? Can we not, say goodbye to the abbot? Just do you have like some bed sheets we could tie together and slink over the wall? And
We have a few bed sheets.
I wouldn't mind having a couple extra arms grafted to me.
No.
Yeah, no, let's not
Please
go
no.
down that road, Kellen.
Kellen, you are beautiful the way you are.
Wow.
Is
I bow to Master Sana, and I say that took some willpower.
Is there much else of the prophecy you have left to fulfill?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yes, there's a holy symbol of the Morning Lord that we assumed was downstairs in the garden area, that we were looking for a guardian and a scarecrow.
Yes, there are a number of scarecrows here.
Why don't we just read the whole thing to her so she hears the whole thing from start to finish?
Okay.
I think
I assume-
Barbarian has
Yeah,
great
so
memory.
we do.
So you read it all. So she says, yes, it.
Yes,
I-
the barbarian definitely most eloquently reads about
So, and the three that you have left, just to remind people, the three that you have left are the one
a holy
about
symbol,
the holy
a bald
symbol,
man
that's
with
the
a
one
beard.
you reckoned might have been the garden. There's the wizard's tower, which you guys think might be Van Richten's tower, I guess. And then was the last one about Worstrad.
Your caution.
Yes.
The enemy
So
lurks
those are
in the
your-
depths.
So I
of the
think
woods.
we've fulfilled the fourth one, which is one who will help you. Graveyard, Misty, yes, the mist. Stranger wanders this land, pulled from another world by someone else. Doesn't
So
say
we
any
found
wrong.
her. She can direct us to Van Richten's tower. But are we trying to get a holy symbol from the abbey before we go?
Well,
Have you?
I think we might want to get one of those things that are hanging on the fireplace.
And some
But
candelabra.
it said
while
a
we're at it.
bald man with a beard, and a book with the symbol of the Morning Lord, a missionary, garden with snow, watched over by a scarecrow, or look to the guardian, not the garden. I think we're missing something here.
Hmm.
I turn to the Vistani. What do you think?
Have you thoroughly searched the garden?
I
Yes,
wouldn't say
yes.
thoroughly searched. We didn't pick anything out of the garden. We stabbed a scarecrow. We kind of looked around. We scuffled our feet, and then we left.
Well, we could take a second look. Do we
It might
think
depend on the time of day.
Oh yeah, maybe it's like because we're in the east wing anyway, and the door that we saw in the garden led into the east wing.
Yes.
Correct.
Mhm.
So if we could, can we sort of like walk through the east wing towards the garden? Maybe we could find something there.
Yeah. So
Maybe Esmeralda is the guardian, and she can.
That's what I was thinking.
I have no idea what the symbol is that you speak of.
Well, we want you to poke around in the garden. The onions and beets and so forth.
Well, we found the guardian. She's directing us to the wizard's tower. So we may have satisfied it.
And
But
she
we
might-
don't have the holy symbol.
What's the part? Read again the part with the holy symbol. It says you must get a holy
It
symbol.
says holy symbol, bald man,
It can't say just holy symbol, bold man. That's a non sequitur.
I think
bald man.
these are
a beard.
David's notes that he's reading.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So,
these
I
were
need a
very
little-
rapidly written. Book with the symbol of the Morning Lord, a missionary, garden
Right.
with snow, watched over by a scarecrow.
But
Look to the guardian, not to
David,
the garden.
I'm just saying, like, what about that makes us feel like we need to get a holy symbol?
A book with a symbol of the Morning Lord. We haven't seen that.
Now,
that's true.
I believe that when Madame Eva, let's see if I can find it, when she was making that prophecy to you, I think she did mention, let's see exactly what she said, that this card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope.
So the force is a holy symbol.
Okay.
So it may not be a literal holy symbol.
I mean, I can't answer that question, obviously.
I mean,
It could be like a
sun
metaphorical.
rising in our hearts because now we have Esmeralda and Ireena, and we have a connection with this wizard Van Richten, who is an expert vampire slayer, which is great.
Yeah.
So, what's your plan, guys?
Let's sneak
I
out through
think we
the
need to.
door.
I think we need to look at the garden one more time with Esmeralda.
No. Let's just sneak out. Let's leave. Let's go.
How
I think
about
we
like an evening nap. Like, let's have a rest here and a hero's feast.
Heroes feast inside of Jean Marlemay's hut.
surely we can do that just like an hour's walk away. It's midday.
Agreed.
I say we get the sheets together, make some naughty, and we slide our way down unseen.
Why can't we just walk down the stairs?
Well, I don't want to go past all the creepy things, you know. There's a lot of eyes, lots of spidery eyes and
I
mandibles.
just think one more poke at the garden might be a good
God.
idea.
You're not going to let this go, are you?
No.
All right. Well, we could have gotten away. I just want everyone to know, as you are being gnawed by scarecrows and terrible creatures, that we did have a chance to escape. But someone wanted to go look at the beets, so we had to go poke the onions.
All right, let's go to the garden.
Okay, so how are you guys getting to the garden?
Going through the east wing.
So you could, you could go through the other door into the east wing, or you could obviously go back through the main hall where the abbot is. Or I guess you could jump down. It was 15 foot.
Let's go back through the main hall. The abbot seems like he's just happy playing with his creepy Frankenstein creation.
Right.
I'm sure we could just wave to him as we go by, and yes, good, very good. And then we could head out to the garden and muck around with our beets. I think I kind of agree with Jean. Going down into the east wing, we're just going to be treated to like endless horrific sights that we'll never forget. And then it will probably push me over the edge, and I'll want to go fight the abbot, and then this will turn into a big deal.
So what are we doing, guys?
We're jumping out of the window.
No cheats. We're just going to sprint one at a time. Boom, 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 out the window.
Well, I have slow falls.
Oh.
Jean, Esmeralda turns to you and she says, does the decision making of this group always end up like this?
No, usually it takes longer.
But we have not come to a decision yet.
Yes, we're just getting warmed up. All right.
We haven't even
on.
begun to decide.
Hold on. Let's re-examine every option in depth and then take a preliminary vote. Non-binding.
All right.
Can we fast travel to the
The garden thing was a non-binding resolution.
Okay. Bernard is going to stomp his way back down through the abbot's hall and out to the garden.
All right. Is everyone happy to follow?
Yes.
Sure.
Fine.
Okay, and Esmeralda and Ireena are obviously continue along with the group. So, guys, you go past the musician, the drunken musician. Again, gives you a sort of a happy, wet grin. You make your way down the
You're
stairs.
flat, sir. You're flat. Consistently flat. You got to
Thank you. And you, as you come down into the main hall, the abbot and Vasilka are dancing away. She's obviously quite rigid, and he's gently sort of coaxing her, through the movements. Doesn't pay any attention at all to you guys as you're there. And if you choose to do so, you can exit into the courtyard.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Bernard is very pointedly not looking at what's going on.
Okay.
So Master Son is sort of like hooks her arm under Bernard and just like, go on, march. Don't look.
One chop.
Okay.
No.
Now, what's the plan?
Out to the garden.
Back into
Okay.
the garden.
Up into the garden.
Tear it apart.
So if you remember, we've got our 2 scarecrows. The northernmost scarecrow has a stab wound. The rabbits were out again, but they run off. I'm sure they're not casting evil glances in your direction. We've got all these root veg. We've got squash. It's snowy. That's it.
All right. Topple the scarecrows. Tear them apart.
Okay. Are people up for that?
Well,
Bernard's doing it.
Okay. Which one are you going for, Bernard?
The one that's got a stab wound.
Okay. So Bernard tears into the stab wound scarecrow. What do you do to it?
I just hack it apart with my blade, and then I kick it apart.
Yes.
I snap the stick over my knee.
Okay.
So there's straw all over the vegetable.
Yeah,
plot.
straw everywhere. Decimated scarecrow. It's a straw bath. It's horrific.
I'm going to leave this verse out of our heroic song when I write it. I'm just saying that and they bravely killed some scarecrows. After
I want to leave no straw unturned. So I go for the second one.
Okay.
Demolish it.
Can I ask Esmeralda to take a look? Since she is kind of the guardian.
Stand in the middle.
Esmeralda, could you examine the garden and see if you see any sign of a holy symbol?
This is ridiculous. Yes, I'll have a look, and you can see that she's not particularly, impressed with it, and she's she's moving through the carrot patch and pushing the leaves aside. She's having a nosy. What's everyone else up to?
Eating a carrot.
I'm eating a raw onion.
Of course you are.
Maybe a statue hidden behind a bush, or...
Do you want to take an investigation check?
I'll take one too. All right, investigation. -1. A 14. Can we assist each other? Give each other bonuses? Aid another?
Is that... Well, what do we roll individually? Master Son has been very quiet.
I'll do one as well.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, so we roll.
I'm just going to.
Ooh, I got a wait. Whoa, investigation.
Yep.
20.
Right.
Hey,
well, do it.
So, guys, everyone's coming through the the undergrowth. You can hear Ireena says, "I did not think that being a hero would be quite like this." Kellen,
welcome to the muck.
Kellen, your eye is drawn to the southern scarecrow, the unblemished one, and you actually can tell by the bulge at the scarecrow's throat. There seems to be some kind of solid object lodged there.
I will dig into the scarecrow's throat.
Okay. You dig into the scarecrow's throat. Your hand comes upon a cold, metallic, sort of a cold metallic object with many spikes. It's about the size. It fits into just your grasp, into the palm of your hand. Your hand's lodged in there. You've got the spiky, circular object that you
almost like the points of a sun.
Almost like the points of a sun.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I will withdraw it.
Okay. Kellen, you withdraw it. As soon as he does so, guys, spread as you are across the garden, digging through the carrots, the ground begins to rumble. And from all around you, 7 armoured skeletal hands grasp through the ground, and these horrific armoured visages begin to claw their way up out of the earth. And next time we begin, we will kick off by rolling for initiative.
Crit-Faced is a weekly Dungeons & Dragons podcast. To make sure you never miss an episode, and to get an exclusive prequel episode of the podcast where you can find out what our characters were up to before this adventure began, head over to critfacedpodcasts.com and join our Crit-Faced fan group.